All right, for all of you interested in following our little U-Pick flower farm adventure, here's a little update for you. Here's our little flower stand, our farm stand that we'll be selling all sorts of fun things from. Most important, of course, is our flowers. You can see if it'll focus. I know it's dark. There's some daffodils back there and a pile of wood that I tweaked my back on this weekend. But we'll have eggs in the fridge, fresh honey and flowers. I got to mount that floodlight. We got a new roof. We had a little tornado, not necessarily a full-on tornado, but we had a bunch of wind and it knocked the flower stand over, the farm stand over again, and our little corrugated roof decided to give up. So I've got it all tightly nailed down, pounded in. Those are really deep stakes. It's all screwed in with a whole bunch of giant bolts and screws. Anyway, so our water comes out of the barn here. You can kind of see this right here. This is the hose. I've got it kind of rigged up, runs along here. And then with the power, which comes right now, it's jumping out of that window, coming down, it runs through this little pipe, and that's so that we can drive our little tractor over there without destroying the hose too much. As we've done to other hoses, I'll figure out a way to get this more permanent. So it comes into the flower stand in the back, and then we've got our little power supply back here. These are little Embrighton Wi-Fi switches, which are awesome. I can turn them on and off from my phone, which is amazing. But here's our little U-Pick area. Finally got the irrigation all run and pressure tested here just a few minutes ago. Let me give you a walkthrough. So that hose that I just showed you, we've got some extra length of hose tied up under there. Comes through here. It's connected to our main line, and it tees. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you. I know it's getting dark here. Sorry about that. It's been a long day. It tees there coming through the box. It comes up, and these will have our little drip irrigation lines connected. It'll come through the boxes. But that main line runs through and out the other end of the box. Right through here again, and we've got another pipe that'll protect that main line from being driven over, because I've got a whole bunch of dirt to bring in with the tractor, and I don't want to destroy that plastic 1-inch main line. But as you can see, that water line comes in, and again we've got a T right there, and then it runs through this one to that one over there, all the way around the circle. Keeps coming all the way around the outside of the circle, where it hits this one behind the farm stand, and then it makes a nice 90-degree bend, whoop, and jumps into this longer box, which is 24 feet by 4 feet. And I've got to do a little bit of repair work on these boxes. Same thing, there's a T down there, runs through this box. Again, another 90-degree turn, whoop, into the big box here. This box is 32 feet by 4 feet by 10 feet by 2 inches. That's the wood. And then it comes through that box. Again, there's a T in there so that we share the water. Tees off, runs across here. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm probably going to have to put a piece of 2x4 over the top of it, because I've got a bunch of trips to make over this area. That little trellis there will move. So anyway, the water line comes in here and then makes its final stop in this 4 feet by 24 foot bed. Oh, this is just extra main line here. So there's no T in here. There's just a 90-degree, comes up, goes through this little main line and ends. So we have a whole bunch of mainline 1-inch tubing that will connect drip irrigation to. Our next project tomorrow, Michael Ann is going to be putting cardboard down in the bottom of these beds, and then hopefully it'll be dry enough for me to get all of our topsoil and compost, and at least what we have left, and cover these, fill them up as much as we can. But I've got some drainage to fix on the other side. This used to be a horse turnout right here, and so it's very flat, and so it doesn't drain really well in a few spots. I've got to eventually create some drainage, but our plan is, if you follow me, once we get all these flower beds filled, maybe before we get them all filled, we're going to fill in all of this grassy area with 1 inch minus gravel. We debated on whether or not we wanted to do, you know, some nice ornate gravel, but I think what we're going to do is just the 1 minus. I'm going to start with a truckload and see if that's enough to put 2 or 3 inches down in that whole area. We'll see. We might need 2 truckloads. But this has been an adventure. This is our 4th year. We're really hoping that things take off this year. We haven't made a profit. Last year we lost the least amount of money of any of the years that we lost. But again, this is our 4th year, so we're going to have some really nice mature dahlias and roses, and of course all the other beautiful flowers that my wife's been working on these several years. I do have to put a little bit of gravel up on this drive, and up where the drive comes over the little culvert up there, I've got to widen it a smidge because it's kind of difficult to get in. But that's the 7-minute quick tour of the efforts that we've had over the last few weeks, trying to get our little farm stand up and running. It's going to be very, very exciting to see how things go this next few months as the summer comes up on us and we begin to see the fruits of our labors. So thanks again for watching. Continue to follow us. It should be a fun adventure here at Emerald Farm.